was a way to show respect to the audience and respect your own business. It was a way to protect it.
I am Mr. Richie Moon, and I'm Kayfabe Avenue, and I'm Kayfabe Focus.
It's Kayfabe Avenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, heels and faces, casual wrestling fans, and all you smart marks, I'm Mr. Richie Moon.
And I'm Kayfabe AJ.
And I'm Kayfabe Focus.
And this is Kayfabe Avenue. And on Wednesdays, we watch wrestling, and on Thursdays, we report about them. So, last night we had NXT, and NXT started off. I just want to say this. The women's division in NXT is the best women's division in the planet. I'm not going to include Stardom because it's literally a whole federation of women, but they got that hands down any day out of the week, twice on Sundays.
Yeah, but Stardom is also one style. It's Joshi wrestling. So you can literally say NXT has the best women's division because it has all styles in one.
Yeah.
So
it starts off with the NXT champion, Io Shirai, tagging with Tegan Knox versus Dakota Kai and Candice and Evil Lorraine.
It started with just everybody jumping each other one after the other. That's really how it started.
I didn't even know how it started. I was like, "Oh wait, what? What's going on?"
Yeah.
So it was a fire start. It was a fire match. The whole match was just straight. Fire. And what I like, it told stories too. It still got the stories over, and you don't know. There's been, later in the night we'll see number one contenders try to pop up and stuff like that. But the way that this tag team match, you still don't know who's going to be challenging Io Shirai at NXT.
I like the way this actually ended. Who was the Io Shirai's partner? What's her name again? Tegan Knox, right?
Tegan Knox, yeah.
Tegan Knox did kind of like a maneuver to drop her on the mat, and then Io Shirai came out of nowhere from outside, jumped off the turnbuckle and splashed her. They did this good tag team maneuver. It was good. It ran probably about 10, 15 minutes. It had a commercial break, everything. So they gave them a lot of time. And like you said, the women's division in NXT is probably the best in the world. And, afterwards, we had the new look of Rhea Ripley. She went blonde. And she's challenging for... No, she wasn't. She went platinum blonde. No, she had brownish hair. The brownish blonde, dirty blonde hair. But now it's platinum.
It just doesn't do it. It doesn't do it for me. It does not do it for me. The funny thing is, she changed up her look to get away from Charlotte Flair. And then
more like Charlotte Flair.
You know what?
You do the Charlotte Flair platinum. I wasn't really feeling that.
It seems like every time a woman goes into the WWE period, they feel like they have to go blonde. Look at Paige.
Paige, yeah.
In the movie about Paige, they show her dyed her hair blonde. That was the look of the WWE. So.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody management. I like her old look better though.
Yeah, so do I. The next match. This was a takeover match. Yeah, Johnny Gargano versus Roger Strong, and this is another match that was really good. And they're also, they're telling the stories.
I'm gonna say this. I feel like this match could have been a main event or something because I feel like it was a great match.
Yeah. This is like I said. This is a takeover match.
It was it's like why would you give that something out?
The thing is, I don't really know where Gargano and Roger Strong are really going. Do they need to feud? Haven't we?
That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of this match. Because you think this is kind of just why would they do it this way? But this is telling a larger story. This is either telling the implosion of the Undisputed Era, or this is, I think, personally,
by the end of the show they were a united front.
I think this might be leading to a Roger Strong face turn. I don't know where this is going with the Undisputed
I think the Undisputed Era is kind of in limbo right now. They emphasize like the losing streak this week.
Yeah.
I gotta shout out Mauro Ranallo. Like I don't know where the hell he comes up with his catchphrases and all.
He's missed.
I forgot to mention he called Io Shirai the
Joshi Judas.
The Joshi Judas. When the hell did he?
Like, that's such a like. It's such.
Where did he pair the two things?
Those are bars right there. Like those are bars right there. Like Joshi Judas. Like ooh.
What the hell? Like
he literally big.
Mauro is definitely shout out to commentary for the night for real. We usually mention AEW's commentators, but we seem to let Mauro Ranallo get lost in the mist when we talk about them.
Mamma mia.
You know, speaking of that losing streak, Roderick Strong, lost, and it's just kind of continuing the downward spiral of the Undisputed Era. Like you said, they're in limbo. I don't know what's going on with the Undisputed Era. I think they're either going to implode, they're going to either kick Roderick Strong out. I don't know what's going on. I kind of don't want them to move to the main roster.
No, because I said, by the end of the show, they were a united front. So it doesn't. It's just like they're revisiting things they've already done because they've already ran through the roster. If you think about it, everybody else that could even be in contention with Undisputed Era ain't even on their level yet. So what does the Undisputed Era do right now? Roger Strong going back to Gargano. Later on down in the night. During the tag team match, they go against they attack Imperium. They're united front by the end of the night. Yeah. But you've been there. You guys lost the titles to Imperium. Okay, that makes sense. But do we need to see this rivalry again? That's like my question. Why are we revisiting the same things?
I think it's almost a real life thing. I think this is a lot of IRLs. I
feel like the tag team titles is pretty much their last stand when it comes to gold and stuff.
Because I don't think any of them are gonna get past Keith Lee right now.
I mean, there's also the vacant North American title. So
but I don't think any of the eras in the
Roger Strong he lost the qualifying match to get into that. I think he's gonna try to weasel his way into there. But I don't know. I think it's a thing where they don't.
Him and Gargano were losers of last week's triple threat qualifier, so it made sense why they fought each other this week. But if they're going the route of a rivalry, like, do we need it again? Like certain stories in NXT, I love when they stretch it out and then bring it back or revisit it in a different way, like the Gargano Ciampa. But I think that you only reserve that for people who can't pull it off like a Gargano Ciampa. They were a tag team. They had the friendship. There's reasons to revisit that. I don't know why.
You're trying to say you don't want to see Gargano versus Roger Strong?
I want to see new rivalries. I want to see new things. The other show is giving me a large variety.
Well, speaking of
this is what I want to see.
Well, speaking of new matches, we had Mercedes Martinez versus Shotzi Blackheart, and I like this match, but I feel like Shotzi Blackheart was a person that you can put up from Mercedes Martinez to kind of. This is kind of like a glorified squash match.
I didn't see it like that at all.
Shotzi Blackheart got some offense in, but this was really made to make Martinez look really strong.
It made her look strong, but look at what she had to do. Let me call out a spot in this match. She did a German suplex off the top turnbuckle.
Yeah,
not a job or squash spot at all, and that was after a good 5-10 minute match. It was pretty good. It was a good showcasing for both of them. It showed that Shotzi Blackheart could actually take a little beating and got hurt. She still got up after it still took another maneuver to get her down.
I like
suplex off the top.
Shotzi Blackheart. I like Shotzi Blackheart. I wish they could have just used somebody else. I wish they could have fed somebody else to Mercedes Martinez, dude.
She's gonna be the only reason that Robert Stone's brand will be legitimized as far as being a manager of NXT. And in the long run, maybe she could form a tag team with Aaliyah if that's what they're doing, and there'll be a reason to bring Sasha Banks and Bayley back to NXT. Maybe the women's tag team titles should live on NXT for a little bit. Maybe we'll see that.
Maybe, hopefully.
I mean,
but that was one spot that I was like, "Wow!" Like, holy shit!
That was crazy.
And she took that move pretty damn rough.
Yeah, that was very
she definitely did. The next up, Mercedes Martinez won that. Next up, we had some fire promos from both shows. We really don't NXT. They do okay with the promos, but comparatively speaking, to AEW,
Where we at? The Keith Lee promo.
Keith Lee.
Oh man! Woo! First of all,
Keith Lee,
the fucking beat.
Keith Lee said,
and
he said when
he speaks, you believe it. Like sometimes his promos could be kind of like wanna be heroic,
generic
sounding, like
that's
but no, this one was like stop the talk. I'm calling you out. Like that Djokovic is a grown ass man. Like he's gonna be all right. Like let's do this.
He told Karrion Kross to pull up.
Yeah, he did.
He said pull up. He said when you
and then we get the interruption by Cameron Grimes.
Oh man!
And I'm like, but why? I'm like, but why? There's gonna be another reason I say, but why? But we'll get to that on AEW. But why? This was the but why moment of the week. Why'd you come out?
Nah, I'm not saying that's the but
why
of the week.
I did.
It was
not by far.
You know what? We need a new assassin of the week. That's what we need. Something like last week. If it was last week, I would have gave assassin of the week to Lance Archer, putting people through the ceiling and doing all that. I think the NXT moment, assassin of the week. This man ends up power bombing the shit out of Cameron Grimes. Like was carrying multiple people at once. Like
he's a beast,
yo. His strength is like definitely unlimited. It's crazy.
That was a spirit.
First twice.
Yeah, the
two times.
Yeah, the spirit out of nowhere, like
it was very
he springboarded out of nowhere, and he just caught him, boom, and just dropped him like nothing. And it was supposed to be like a ambush kind of attack because he was focused on Scarlett and Karrion Kross. Yo, ridiculous. The Keith Lee, he got me still shocked about it.
Yeah, Keith Lee is one of a kind.
It's like it's like he jumped at him full throttle. This man is probably 2-something. Cameron Grimes is like 2-something. This dude bounced, like literally just bounced on Keith Lee and didn't even move him straight into a what do you call it? Spirit bomb, power bomb. Crazy. But I like the build up. I like the build up between Karrion Kross and Keith Lee. I know when they actually cross paths, it's gonna be a problem. William Regal later in the show try to like do the storyline like he's trying to keep them apart. Like I don't care what you guys do, I'm gonna control the show. You're not gonna tell me who's gonna be the what title matches to book. Everybody earns a title match in NXT. Always have been, is always going to be that way. So he's trying to keep them apart, or at least make Karrion Kross earn it.
Yeah, which you should. You should. They're doing a good job telling us all. Like you said.
I mean,
next up we had
great debut. He beat, who was it? Balor, I believe. Who did he beat in his debut? Karrion Kross?
No, he beat Tommaso Ciampa.
He beat Ciampa. Didn't he face Balor though recently? I could have sworn he did.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I mean, he's still pretty fresh. He's a couple of months in, but I mean, he's doing all the right things. He got the right gimmick. He got the right look. His little rivalry with Tommaso Ciampa wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, they're hot shotting him to they're hot shotting him to the main event.
And
Next up, we have
with everybody focused on the North American Championship, why not give the number one contendership to Karrion Kross? Even though we all know that's the direction they're gonna eventually go.
yeah, they're hot shotting him to the main event.
Yeah,
That was like in his contract.
he'd be smart if that was in his contract.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's in his contract. But next up, we got Imperium versus Everrise. This was kind of, I don't want to say a squash match, but
the bootleg. That's exactly what I thought when I saw them. They look like bootleg Young Bucks.
Yeah, we'll just keep the tag team looking strong. We haven't seen them in a while, so we haven't seen them like in a match in a while. So, but yeah. But this next match, though, well, Isaiah Swerve Scott
And
versus.
you're just gonna run over the Everrise match. You're just gonna run over it.
I mean, that's what Imperium did. They just ran over him. Like they just ran over him.
Dude, like nothing. No,
it was really. There was
no coverage.
Really,
I just want the people to know Richie just doesn't want to give Everrise no coverage. Give the fake Bucks some coverage.
Give the Canadian Bucks a chance. Canada Bucks.
No, I mean, it was really a match. They were just victims. They were just victims. They were there just to make the tag team champions look strong.
Well, to give the tag team champions something to do. That's true. But this was the point where Undisputed Era ended up coming in at the end of their win. I didn't really catch the promo that Imperium gave afterwards, but I did see the attack. That's why I said the Undisputed Era was a unified front. By the end, it's Mauro Ranallo's pretty much saying like they're trying to reclaim dominance after this losing streak that they all have or whatever the case. So we'll see more from that. But I really don't want them to just revisit the same rivalries that they've already done. I want them to – there's other people. There's what's his name? The Archer of Infamy. I talk like this.
Damian Priest.
There's Damian Priest.
Oh,
I like this new shirt, repping Puerto Rico,
So speak of Boricua Taker, the Archer
of Taker. I'm in the back giving promos like this, and we just emphasize every word that we speak. What's his direction? Like, I didn't even get anything out of his promo. It was just like,
his direction is the bullseye.
What's the next match? What was the next match?
I think he's gonna be get a chance to get into that North American the North American Championship match that's going to happen.
Speaking about the Archer of Infamy,
I feel like
they are doing a series of triple threat matches every week leading into the ladder match at Takeover 30. So Triple X.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, so
Triple X.
I'm pretty sure.
Triple H. We need to get some women in there. We need to get them with dongs and stuff.
Where's X-Pac?
Such good shit.
We're gonna bring everybody from this generation X match.
Everybody.
Call Hornswoggle.
Oh my god.
Call Hornswoggle. We need the Takeover reunion.
I'm glad this is NXT.
Hey, they've done like little DX reunions on NXT before.
Yeah, but it's done with it's not burying anybody.
Yeah,
but,
not anymore.
Next match this is a good match. Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Jake Atlas. This is a
great match. I didn't know who the hell Jake Atlas was before this match. I'm definitely gonna know after. So what Mauro Ranallo pretty much was describing him was like a choreographer, dancer. He's had a lot of training or whatever the case may be. And he showed it. Like, he very athletic. Like, he was keeping up with Swerve. For people to keep up with Swerve is saying a lot because he, that guy got a lot of talent. This was probably one of the great matches of the night, honestly. I won't say the match of the night. I honestly probably say right now the match of the night for, as far as NXT to me, is the main event. But this match was really good. People need to go out their way and see this one too.
I would rate this behind the Gargano and Strong match, right behind it.
Oh, okay.
As far as NXT.
Next, speaking of the main event of the night was Dexter Lumis versus Finn Balor versus Timothy Thatcher, and this match was
Of course, the Bay Harbor Butcher was gonna win.
like this match was kind of crazy. I was hoping Finn Balor was gonna come out with it, but
this match was long. They gave him like the full like
they gave him a lot of time.
ending of the ending of the show.
I feel like it was kind of too long.
It probably was a little too long, but
I feel like it kind of dragged a little bit at some points, between spots, and I don't know.
I mean, there was moments where one person was out the ring and they were giving chances for each other, different partners to actually get with each other, but
a lot less would have been more.
Yeah, I mean, they wanted to showcase Dexter Lumis, and I think this was a great way to do it. I think if anything, he's probably a favorite going into the ladder match at Takeover 30. So, I mean, look out for Dexter Lumis. He's a beast. There's a lot going on with him. So, it was a good match, though. I think this was NXT's match of the night, personally.
Yeah, so let's go over to the AEW side of things.
And a little bit of the AEW.
Before we get into the AEW, let's have a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
And thank you so much. And once again, go listen to Anchor, and we are back at Kayfabe Avenue. Now we are back on the AEW side of things, and the night starts off with the Demo God in the circle. Spanish God was out there. The Demo God was out there. The Bronx Gods is out there in the circle, man, versus the Best Friends and Friends.
The first thing
Best Friends
that came to mind was like, why was this match in the beginning? But it was like, okay, why not? Le Champion taking over the show, anyways.
Yeah, but I think once we got to the main event, we kind of understood why that was.
Yeah, this was fun. Definitely fun, packed show
Before
too.
we even get really into this match, can we just talk about the obvious change that happened this week in the announcing?
So they got Excalibur the fuck out of here. They got him out of here. So people brought up Excalibur's past promo segment where he uses the N-word and another occasion, I believe in another promo. Back in the days, I mean, guys, the shit was distasteful then. There's better ways to get heat. I'm not gonna completely crucify the situation because that was a work spot, and the person he was speaking about obviously co-signed his promo.
No, honestly, it was Human Tornado, the black wrestler that came up with the storyline at night.
Right, so I'm not gonna completely fault him, but
told Kevin Steen and
should
not El Generico, Excalibur to do it, but they should have.
He should have understood that he had to be racially sensitive, especially you're a wrestler at the time. You're trying to make it, eventually you became a commentator. You're, come on, you're the voice of wrestling at this point. You should know better. So I think AEW is probably going to do like a sensitivity training, just like they did Sammy Guevara.
And then keep him on
being as though it was a work spot with the cosign of the wrestler he was speaking about.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to think about back then too. This Jerry era, this shock value era. There was a lot of distasteful shit. There was a lot of things that we could have went without. And I think wrestling is in a better place now. I think he understands that. I don't think that he would let that fly or be a part of that in 2020.
I feel like the people that want him canceled should be, basically calling out Triple H then with his feud against Booker T.
Exactly, which was actually worse. Worse. It was actually, worse because Booker T lost, and he never got his comeuppance. He never got his comeuppance.
Yeah, he had a Swiss show, change
And
gimmick, and win a different title.
it was actually the subtlety. It was actually worse because it was it was the in your face, but the subtlety of it at the same time that actually made that worse than what Excalibur said and just outright saying nigger. You know what I'm saying? Like
people need to raise their pitchforks against people like Hogan. You're a legend and everything, but you got caught out there being really blatantly racist. Not in the business, in the real life.
He's racist to an extent, brother.
To an extent, brother.
Here's my thing. You know what? I'm not even. You know what thing is? I wasn't even mad that Hulk Hogan said that. I was mad that after the fact, he never apologized for it. He apologized for getting caught for it.
Yeah.
And it was just like, dude, like you actually had a chance. Like you could have actually used this to make it, but nope. You just decided to, work yourself into a shoot, brother. Like it's just like, dude, just whatever. Fuck Hulk Hogan, just for the record.
Yeah, for the record.
For the record.
I have a Hulkamania shirt from years ago that's collecting mucho dust, though.
But I want to say, as far as Excalibur, as even like, y'all know me, I'm like super pro-black. I feel like it was a work. And the other wrestler, I didn't even know that the other wrestler, that was his idea. I always felt like the black wrestler, for him to even let that go on, stupid.
Some people like that fucking disgusting heat. They want a new jacket.
Suspend him for a month like you did Sammy Guevara, and then come back. Like don't cancel. I don't think that's canceled. It was a work. It was a work. It wasn't his idea. So.
He is banned. He's banned.
Here's the thing.
When we come around this next couple months and we hit the next 6 months point and we get this banned episode again, the barbecue, New Jack is top of the list, band. I'm sorry. You guys are bringing up.
New Jack can come in for 5 minutes. We'll spot that later.
He's becoming super relevant out of nowhere. Like, come on. Fuck New Jack.
But that Inner Circle versus Best Friends and Friends match was a really good match. Everybody came in there, the kind of typical, multi.
Oh, you mean the Inner Circle versus the Best Friend and Friends?
Yeah, Best Friends and Friends.
The Best Friends.
Yeah, everybody comes in there like hits their spots and stuff.
Got
like
on
that.
the truth. I had to agree with JR on commentary tonight. They ain't enough refs, or the refs don't control the situation enough. Nobody's following wrestling rules in these matches, and JR was pointing that shit out. Like, especially in that match, it was chaos. And what was funny, we'll reveal what matchup is later, but matchup they announced next week. JR says the same thing. Like, I hope there's a second ref because like. There's no controlling this damn match. Like, it was hilarious, but nonetheless, it was a decent showcase. I wouldn't say I think it was too much going on. Honestly, as many people was in it, and as many of my favorite players in AEW was in it, I feel like it was too much.
It's a 10-man tag team match, man. What do you expect, man?
I mean, there was too many spots where people had to wait in a certain spot, and they took too long to do the spot.
Yeah,
it's too much going on. It was just too much going on.
They need
I wouldn't even grade this match, to be honest.
And then regular Matt Hardy came out. No gimmick Matt Hardy came out, and for the distraction, and caused and got the Best Friends and Friends to win. So,
I don't know. I think Matt Hardy's confused about what gimmick he's doing at this point, because
I think this is actually
he comes out with a promo says he's just gonna be Matt and that's it, but he's still doing money.
I think that's awesome. I personally think that's awesome. I just think that's awesome. Like, it's the multiverse, man. It's the multiverse of Matt, man. You never know what you're gonna get, man. You get big money Matt, broken Matt, Damascus, regular Matt,
Damascus
version 1.
Damascus.
Like, it's just like, I think it's interesting if they play it the right way. I feel like they've been playing it the right way.
Yeah.
Next up, we had a really good match. Focus called this weeks ago. Which I like. I like this. This is just like a regular part of Dynamite. the open challenge for the TNT Dynamite Championship. Cody coming out with Arn Anderson versus
Just Okay Warrior.
Whoa!
The not so Ultimate Warrior.
In all caps.
All caps, facts. All caps, facts. That's what I had to say like that. All caps.
Heavyweight champion.
What's like the level under Ultimate? Like what would that be? And that's Warhawk.
That's not nice.
Like he's not Ultimate. It's not Ultimate.
No, I don't think he's really trying to do the Ultimate Warrior.
Nah, he really is though.
Like, did he just say that? Like,
no, I didn't. I really didn't.
The face paint, the boots,
you know why?
the armband.
You know why? Because I've never seen the Ultimate Warrior work a wrestling match like that. That's why. That's why. Like,
you got a point.
So, like,
got a point there. I mean, as far as work style, yeah. But character
that's what distracted me.
So maybe
now that you mentioned it.
Maybe he is the Ultimate because
maybe he's past.
Honestly,
he wasn't blown up as soon as he got to the ring.
Now that you mentioned it, now that makes sense. But I was focused on his in ring, and he had like a really good in ring style and presence. It was just like now that you mentioned, it's like he was. That is kind of some cosplay.
He was kind of Ultimate Warrior-y.
Little Walmart, Ultimate Warrior. Little brand value, Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, not even Walmart. That was 99 cents. Still Walmart.
Damn.
Still Warhawk.
But I mean, Warhorse had a really good match with Cody. He was reversing a lot of the stuff. You can see that he watched the tape with Cody, took on the moves. I like the fact, like the way they're building this, and they're making it so obvious now that they're building the 4 horsemen. And that Cody is basically going to be the modern day Ric Flair. He's getting over the figure 4. He got the bleach blonde. He has we've seen it before. He has the over the top personality. He has brand this is gonna. We see where this is going. This is really awesome. I like it. Cody wins with the figure 4. But what I like, the story continues after this. The Dark Order comes out, and then they attack. Warhorse kind of throws his way in there. He gets knocked over. The Dark Order comes out there, starts beating up Cody. And then, Matt Cardona comes out. Here's my thing. I'm glad to see him at AEW. I feel like they could have done this a little bit better. I'm a fantasy book that just 1 quick second. Dark Order should just come out there, made Cody bleed because, Cody just bleeds, beat him up, and then, next week if you're like...
Arn is banned. Arn is banned, bro.
I don't think Arn should have gotten involved because Arn, you're old and
first of all, this is the first time he even ever tried to square up.
Yeah,
you're still banned. Like you do things after he's already beat. Like
I feel like Cody should have got busted open, and then they should have challenged him to like a tag team match next week. And then Cody be like, "Don't worry, I got it."
Cody's not gonna have any more forehead.
It's like he didn't inherit the dusty forehead, so he's trying to recreate it. Like
he gonna look
that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I feel like they should have just busted him open.
He's like, I want some hard times I want the scars on my forehead from all the battles and all the journeys that I did in wrestling, but that I want it the same as the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
I feel like they should have busted Cody open and then challenged him to like a tag team match, and then Cody, but don't worry, I got a guy, and then boom, surprise! Next week we get Matt Cardona. I mean, because we don't have the surprise of a crowd there, so like
I'm actually glad he didn't join Kurt Hawkins in Impact.
Yeah,
I'm glad Kurt Hawkins didn't come to AEW.
Shout out to Matt Cardona. Has been hitting the gym crazy. Matt Cardona is fucking jacked.
Nah. He spent these couple months definitely working out.
Jacked. Yeah, he's jacked to the max. So I'm interested to see what he's going to do in AEW because as we see from true Hollywood stories, like what happened?
I think he's gonna join the Dark Order and betray Cody next week.
Who knows? I predicted that Matt Cardona was going to beat Cody for the TNT Championship title. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see the way this goes.
At this point, he has to find a whole new gimmick.
It's either that or he's gonna tag team with Sean Spears.
That would be an awesome come around with the storyline. That storyline never got finished.
I want to see a heel Matt Cardona turn on Cody. but like in a slow burn kind of. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with him, but I feel like I'm interested in seeing him because you remember Z True Hollywood Store? Like, he's funny.
No,
like,
I don't because
he's
they buried
mad
that.
funny. So
what are you talking about?
Him and AEW, I feel like there could be like some really like funny stuff. Like Matt, he's gonna be on BTE now. I feel like he's gonna be on BTE. Like I feel like we got a lot of funny stuff coming up.
Honestly, his gimmick should be he walks around AEW, he sees BTE, and he starts beating the shit out the Young Bucks in the Elite because y'all stole my idea and this would have been me.
Maybe, I mean, who knows?
The whole episode for wrestlers, that was me. That should be his gimmick.
This.
Yeah, that should be his gimmick.
We might
took my ideas.
LIW.
We might see a heel Matt Cardona in the future, and maybe that might happen. So then, next up we had Tony Schiavone. He was on a ramp and he was talking about he announced All Out coming in September. But before he can really say anything about it, Chris Jericho came out and this was just hilarious. It was because Sammy Guevara just kept calling Matt Hardy, "You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch!" And Chris Jericho's like,
"Hey Sammy, what is son of a bitch in Spanish?" And he goes, "El son of a bitch."
No.
Which is definitely not how you say "son of a bitch" in
right.
So Sammy, you're banned.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Phone is banned from the podcast as well. Sorry for that.
Yeah, phones are banned from the podcast.
Yes.
But not for the cookout though. You better bring your phone. I'm just saying.
I'll also be gonna get pictures of us super kicking Iron Sheik.
Facts, word.
Ain't nobody here to defend Iron Sheik now.
Yo,
you're not on this show today. When you hear this back, understand there's nobody to protect the Sheik. We're gonna super kick his ass for all that shit talk on Twitter.
Facts, yo. Sheik, when I see you, I'm gonna eat your face. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna eat your face. I'm gonna break your back. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna break you down. I'm a beast. I'm a warrior. Word to Allah. But anyway,
Alexander.
I'm gonna kick him in the nuts so he can feel the pain I feel every day when I wake up.
Yo, did you see that last interview with him, yo? Yo, he's so intense.
Yeah.
Yo, he's so intense. Yo, you can't match that.
Off topic of wrestling, Roy Jones, you better be happy this is for charity.
But you know what? This is kind of
you don't want it.
Off topic, but it is kind of on topic because I feel like soon after that match,
you might go back.
I feel like we're gonna see. I feel like we're gonna see Mike Tyson versus Chris Jericho. I feel like that's definitely they're gonna keep riding that.
Gonna be the champion walking in and then getting knocked out real quick.
Yeah, exactly. Of course. I mean, what else would it be? Next up, we had it was interesting. We had like a meeting that happened earlier in the day with FTR officially signing to AEW, and they had Arn Anderson there, Tony Schiavone was there, and FTR apparently has worked out some very specific things with Mr. Tony Khan in their contracts, which I think is awesome. It's like big tag team wrestling is going to get an appreciation night, August 12th. Tag team wrestlers have to officially hold on to the tag team ropes when they're in the ring with FTR, which I'm pretty sure JR, which you alluded to earlier, JR is going to love that. So, I mean, I think that's a great thing because for them calling out their own bullshit. I like that, like calling out their own bullshit because they do break a lot of the rules.
They break all the rules of tag team wrestling.
The ref definitely does lose control.
That's what happens when you play cosplay wrestler with some outlaw mud show bullshit wrestlers.
I haven't heard any Jim Cornette in a while. Is he all right?
I think he got super canceled after the Speak Out movement. So check out our episodes on the Speak Out movement on all podcast streaming sites, Kayfabe Avenue, as well as on YouTube. Check that out.
That left as soon as that came, did its damage and bounced, man.
Yeah.
That was
it kind of did. And I'm still surprised that the Justin Roberts is still on AEW saying
But maybe that stuff wasn't true. Maybe it wasn't true.
I don't know. It seemed very true. It seemed very. I mean,
absolutely right. I'm not trying to like debate that, but maybe it wasn't like in the back. Maybe we found out.
Let's continue with the show. This is the Wednesday review. We could talk about that all day, but check it out. We have 2 episodes of the Speak Out movement. Big thing that happened in wrestling. A lot of people called out.
Matter of fact, check out all our videos.
Yeah, check them out.
All right.
All of them.
But before we move on to the next segment, it was interesting because Arn Anderson said to, first off, they signed a contract, and then Hangman Page walks in with a big bottle of Jack. They all celebrate, take shots, and Arn Anderson says somewhere in the mix of that, like, man, mix up with some guy that look like a horse, man. You need to mix up with 4 guys that look like horses, and it's just like they're alluding to this so much of the FTR. Adam Hangman Page and Cody.
They're just gonna give it to us at this point. Like, is it a secret?
But in reality, it really does match up. I mean, Hangman Page is Barry Windham, Cody's Ric Flair, and FTR are the new Brainbusters. They're the new Arn and Tully. So like, they're literally matching. Like, because Cody can definitely play that over the top Ric Flair. Like, we've seen it in ROH and in New Japan, stuff like that. He can be a dick. Cody can be a dick.
Yeah. I'm actually waiting for heel Cody because I want to see a lot of heel. I want to see more heel work out of some of the elite guys. Period. They're all goody still.
We're definitely seeing
the best stuff when they're the bad guys.
Yeah, we're seeing teasers of the cleaner. Remember after the Marco Stunt thing, he sounded like fuck. I was like, yes, yes. But speaking of Kenny Omega, next up we had the tag team match of the Dark Order Evil Uno, Ian Stu Grayson versus Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega. And I mean, Hangman came out there on his cowboy shit. He didn't even wait for Kenny to come down on his entrance. Ruined my man's entrance. He came out there ready to get it popping. Like, he wasn't with the shits at all. Like, he came down there like, look. Stole him, my friend. And Colt Cabana and Mr. Brody Lee and Anna Jay was out there, and I love the way that Colt Cabana is like playing this like
look. If you peep that,
yeah,
they changed her look to fit in more with the Dark Order, so that's pretty good. They're still playing the thing with Colt, like we're protecting.
He doesn't really get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, these are good guys. Like,
like, you're a good guy, so you know what, we're about to do some damage. Go to the back, Colt. Go to the back. We're about to do some stuff.
We have said this time and time again in AEW. We know that you listen. So listen. Here's the thing. You have to, at this point, you have to like merge BTE and AEW into the same mainline continuity. They can no longer be like side by side. They have to be exactly in the same universe, because as BTE fans, we get it when Mr. Brody Lee throws the papers in Evil Uno's face after the match. Like, that shit's hilarious to us. But if you don't watch BTE, you're just kind of like, it's kind of like, well, okay, but like, you got to merge it, guys. Like, you got to give us 3 minutes out of Dynamite.
They do have to merge it. It's annoying to me because I think about the casual viewers and the people that they should be wanting to attract on a week to week. So it annoys me for them. But I think they also know that most of the AEW fans are smart fans and they watch all their content, if not most of their content. So they'll put the pieces together. But it's true for the people that are like, I love WWE. This is mainly what I watch, but I want to just watch to critique. They're not gonna really know where all the jokes are coming from, where all the storylines are picking up from. And a lot of things have been planted months in advance, and little character beats that you see but don't really think about. You overlook, and then boom, they pick it back up. So AEW is really good in that.
Yeah, you got to combine. You have to completely combine the universes. BTE can no longer kind of be like this, like a parody of like, it has to be one, because y'all are using too many things from it in your mainline continuity, and fans are not getting the overall picture. And it's really a great story you're telling, but fans are missing it. Next up, we have a segment with Dr. Britt Baker, and This is disappointing.
The but why moment is about to happen. Okay.
And I'm saying this is disappointing, not because of anything Dr. Britt Baker did, but just because thinking of the women's division, they're doing this whole tag team tournament on YouTube. AEW, shame on you. Shame on you. What a big mistake. What a big mistake you're doing. Why would you put this on YouTube? Why would you put this
I'm not even talking
YouTube?
about that. I'm not even talking about that. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that.
No, it should be on Dynamite. The tournament should be on Dynamite.
First of all, it's like an Evolution pay-per-view just focused for the women. This is something just for the women. I'm seeing a lot of people on the boards complain about the same thing. Oh, they dropped the ball. Oh, this and that. Nobody says they dropped the ball when people watch AEW Dark. You guys are, especially AJ, you have to watch AEW Dark. Oh, no, you're leaving out a big part of the show. Watch AEW Dark. That's you guys. Now, it's not in substitute of AEW Dark. It's not in substitute of taking up more than half of the show of Dynamite. It's his own entity. And it's going against Monday Night Raw. If this thing runs for more than an hour, it's going against Raw. I would laugh if they pull more YouTube viewers live for their women's tag team show than they pull the first hour of Raw. I would laugh in their face.
They're not. Nobody.
Who knows?
Honestly,
if there's one big criticism,
look at their ratings. Look at their ratings. They just had a conference call. AEW beat the combined ratings of Raw and SmackDown last week. Just this week, they had more ratings than their whole last hour.
But you're you're talking about the demos, and two, if there's a weak part of AEW, everybody knows it's the women's division. Everybody knows it's the women's division. If there's a weak part in AEW, it's the women's division. These women need to be put on Dynamite, on your number one show, so they can be shown the importance of it. That's a lot to ask the fans. You're asking the fans to watch your 2-hour show on Wednesday. Then you're going to ask them to watch another hour-plus show after that. Then you want them to watch Dark.
I don't really don't get that argument.
That's a big ask.
I really don't get that argument for the simple fact that we can
for casual fans, that's a big ask.
All right, casual fans, but that tournament is not for casual fans.
It's not.
That's for the AEW Dark watchers. That's for the BTE watchers. Those are the people who've been watching AEW Dynamite from the beginning. Not only that, they've been bringing in people like Ivelisse on Dynamite. The Amante, who just officially got signed. They've been bringing in Abaddon. They've been doing this over the past couple weeks. This is all building to the tournament. Not only that, let's get to the what the fuck moment.
Wait.
Let's get to the. But why?
Wait. But the rules of the
it's an old school Dusty Rhodes.
That's awesome. I like the rules.
It's an old school Dusty Rhodes idea. That's really what it is. The whole style of the tournament. But let me get to the what the fuck but why moment of AEW.
You gotta explain the rules first before you get to the what the fuck.
So explain the rules.
So basically, there's the teams are not predetermined. The teams have to select a color from a bag, and whoever matches that color, they're a tag team, and they have to go through the tournament.
Yeah. So Nyla Rose, the color she drew, and the partner that drew with her, the but why moment for AEW, they signed or are using for this tournament. What's her face from the Funkadactyls? Cameron. Dre.
Hey.
Honestly,
like Cameron, the person who pinned somebody upside down.
I totally understand that. And I kind of had the same reaction. I had the same
wrestler.
But we have not seen her wrestle in years. So
she hasn't wrestled in years.
I mean, we don't know that.
Bro,
we don't know. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, but we don't look for her.
This is what I'm saying. We have to wait till our first match.
2 or 3 independent bookings in the past 4-5 years.
You don't know what
I've seen. That's more than what I've seen.
Yeah, you don't know what she's been doing behind the scenes. Let's revisit this conversation.
Cameron, like nobody.
This is true.
She was trash. Let's not act like she didn't get in this business. Like she didn't get in this business because she just wanted the fame. We got that famous Stone Cold in the segment with her on Tough Enough. What's your favorite match? My favorite match of all time is Melina versus Alicia Fox. Who? Even Stone Cold's like, who?
Okay. And I understand that. I'm saying this. Let's revisit this conversation after her first match.
Well,
because a lot could have changed between
then. There could have been 100 better women that are already great in their craft that could have took this spot.
So I thought about.
There are people who are unused in AEW that could have took the Nyla Rose tag team spot.
So I've been thinking about this the whole day on why AEW would do this, and I finally figured out why. It's because the controversy with Naomi not getting a push. The fans wanted to get a push, get a push. I don't know. Was it Booker T or was it Mark Henry that basically said that she don't deserve a push or something like that? And then
it was Booker T.
Yeah. Well, Booker T said it. Caused a huge backlash and everything. And I feel AEW is being so petty that they'll take the worst Funkadactyl and give her a push just to spite WWE in their face and try to make her look good. And because I'll bet you Nyla Rose and Cameron's gonna get to the final.
She's trash, man. Let's not even make excuses.
I'm calling it. Nyla Rose, if they're not gonna win the whole tournament, they're gonna make it to the finals.
Off the back of Nyla Rose.
I'm not. Well, like I said, I will revisit this conversation after her first match because you don't know what nobody's been.
My friend.
You don't know what nobody's been doing on their own personal time. She may still. Hey, we'll see after her first match. We'll let the work We'll let her work do her talking for her. That's why I stand with that. But I mean,
you got someone like Iblis on your roster, and you get Cameron.
But that's what I'm saying.
We gave her too much energy.
It's obvious Iblis is gonna tag with Diamante though.
Yeah, but we got too much energy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Let's move on.
Why would you want to give it to Nyla?
But speaking of Diamante, she had a match with Hikaru Shida next, and this wasn't their best match. I feel like both women could have had a better match.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like this match was lost in translation on both of these competitors and such. I didn't think like they really meshed well. I feel like they probably needed a little bit more time to prep this match.
Yeah, this wasn't. Yeah,
this match was forgettable for me.
I'm a big Shida fan, but I was like,
yeah,
it that good.
It was forgettable.
I
really don't have any thing bad or good to say about it, honestly.
It was forgettable. It was a forgettable match. Both women have had better matches, and maybe in the future they'll link up again and have a better match. But Shida pulled out the victory, and yeah. So next up we had Keith Lee cut a really good promo on NXT, but my man, your man, everybody out there's man, he's better than you. You know it. Salt of the earth. MJF came out there and cut
a presidential
such a god damn it. Somebody give that man an acting role. Okay, MJF is out there cutting promos, all right? Reaching into your heart, all right? Well, you know what time it is. MJF just come out there and just shut it down, man. This is like, it kind of reminded me of, there's always comparisons between them, but like, it kind of reminded me of The Miz on Talking Smack when he blew up on Daniel Bryan. It kind of reminded me of that. And he was just going
about him not being used on TV back on consistent weeks. He was talking about John Moxley's reign and stuff like that. I mean, it's more the usual for me for MJF. I'm not really blown away too much. There was a couple things that he did say that was facts, though. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
He even acknowledged the lack of rules. Like he acknowledged a lot of the flippy shit and the matches that
The
seem
outlaw
to have
mud
no
show
real
wrestlers.
wrestling psychology. Is mostly just
The cosplay
acrobatics.
wrestlers.
So he did call a lot of that out, which was mostly shots towards the Bucks, even though I love their matches.
Even though, but I mean, I don't really think that's the old school Bucks. No, but I think new school Bucks, when you watch them, I mean, some matches, yeah, but
The Bucks
like,
are the Bucks, they're spot monkeys, period.
but at the same time,
Like-
but then you can look at, but then you can put up the Kenny Omega and Hangman Page match and look at that and you be like, that's a whole story. Like that's
I
like
wasn't
a
a
whole
spot
story. What happened?
Spot fest.
There was a lot of spots, but that's a whole story. Like the whole story.
They're
there's
good.
Like,
They're
there's
good
a story to
storytellers,
told in it.
but that doesn't mean that they're not spot monkeys.
When you can mix the two, man. Hey, you can mix the two, man. But next up, after that, we had the main event of the night. We had John Moxley.
Before we get to the main event, let's cut off to our sponsors real quick, and we'll get into that, and we'll also tally up the Wednesday night and see who came out on top tonight.
And we are back. Thank you once again to our sponsor. Shout out to Anchor. And we are back at Kayfabe Avenue for the conclusion. Now let's get to this main event. We have Brian Cage and Tony. I'm about to call him Tony Starks. Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks. Pretty Ricky Starks versus Darby Allin and John Moxley. I like to call Ricky Starks and Brian Cage FTW. I just like the collective to just call them FTW.
Yeah, I think we coined them that like 2 weeks ago.
Facts. But this was a crazy match. It was a tornado. It was a tornado match, so it was no disqualification, which was awesome instead of just a regular tag team match. And this match was just hard hitting. It was nasty. I mean, that's kind of what you get when you get a John Moxley match and a Darby Allin match.
I'll be honest. In my opinion, this match was just okay. Honestly, it was like there was a couple messed up spots on Stark's behalf. There was a good spot that he took. It was like a spear off the apron or something like that. Like it looked pretty good. But other than that, it was like more of the same shit. Like we're now starting to expect Darby Allin to hit people with his skateboard, and it's just like overusing spots for me. Like that has to be special. Hold the skateboard gimmick and the thumbtacks on the skateboard and all that. Hold that for like an event, like a big. It's like Cody getting busted open every week. Like this match just hit the notes and like kept it pushing. I wasn't excited at any point of this match. The only time I was like, was that spot with Ricky Starks. But I feel like he messed up a few points and could have been way better than it was.
I did like Brian Cage's spot where he did the power slam and the power bomb at the same time.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Brian Cage is crazy.
But even Brian Cage, I feel like they still don't know how to work his style because he's such an athletic big man. I feel like he's still getting, I don't know if to say the rust or, he hasn't meshed well with the style in AEW yet. I don't know what it is, but he kind of came off really slow and like clunky to me. As far as he went in this match, that spot was pretty cool. The powerbomb, what is it? Powerbomb, side slam or power slam. So it was cool, but I don't feel like the match gave me anything that was like, yo, go back, watch this.
Yeah, no.
I think this was one of those Dynamites that the last Dynamite was so good, the momentum kind of went down a little bit. It was still an overall good show. A lot of things to look forward to. But, yeah, this main event didn't do it for me.
Yeah, I really like the spot with John Moxley hit the Death Rider and at the same time that Darby Allin hit the coffin drop. I always like the skateboard.
How many coffin drops you going to do?
But I'm saying it's combined with the Death Rider, though.
It's like they were trying to like come up with like if they were a real tag
I
team.
mean, the way he started off, the way they started off, like them being on the ramp, and then Darby Allin just straight jumping off the.
Now, I won't lie. When MJF did his promo earlier, he said that Jon Moxley's just ripping off somebody else's gimmick, and that's a stone cold fact. As soon as he came out and made his entrance, I'm like, damn, he's walking like Stone Cold. I can't even lie. He really, a modern Stone Cold.
He was trying to be. I mean, hell, if there's anybody you're gonna emulate.
Honestly, am I the only one to feel like I'm ready for Moxley to drop the title?
Yeah, I'm ready for. But see, the thing is, I'm waiting for a heel Kenny Omega though. That's what the thing is. We need him to drop the tags. I want that. I want heel Kenny Omega to be the AEW tag, to be the AEW champion.
Yeah, but we still gotta see him lose the title. We still gotta probably see him against Hangman Page. So probably a long time before we actually see him go for the title. Especially he hasn't really had much singles matches, so his ranking in the singles division shouldn't even be high at all.
Yeah.
He's undefeated in the tag division right now.
Yeah. I don't think. I mean, I might be wrong, but I'm not sure if Kenny Omega and Hangman have lost in 2020. I might be wrong, but I don't think they've lost in 2020.
Since they formed their tag team, they've been undefeated. I think they're like 15-0, 16-0.
Yeah. They got a lot of long streaks. Even Cody's like 15-1 since
Cody has a better record in AEW right now. He has a better record than Jon Moxley.
Of course he does.
Yeah, but hey, MJF is the only one that's undefeated though. Singles, his shoulders have never been pinned and never been submitted. So he does have a claim. He had a very good point. But like I said, that was a good overall Dynamite. Not the best Dynamite, but a good overall Dynamite. So let's get to the rankings.
And next week we're gonna have the Elite and FTR versus who was it? Inner Circle?
Dark Order.
And Dark Order?
No, the Dark Order. Dark Order.
Oh, I guess the entire Dark Order. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see that next week.
Yeah, man. Dark Order is the biggest. Dark Order is the biggest stable in AEW. Like they have the most numbers. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of people in Dark Order. So yeah, man, that's gonna be a cool matchup. They have a couple of other matches. Like that's what I like about AEW. They always announce their matches for next week, like so you can always anticipate what's going on next week. Speaking of that, what show do you anticipate watching the most next week?
AEW. I mean, you can tell by the enthusiasm throughout the show that AEW just kind of is firing on all cylinders right now. I will say that I am curious about NXT's triple threat like kind of tournament that they're doing and the direction because everybody that I thought might win so far has lost.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, but I'd say AEW.
How about you, Focus?
I have to go with AEW. I really like Cody's open challenge this week. However, it doesn't seem like he's gonna be doing it next week. But
yeah,
I think he has a tag team match with with against Jonathan Silver and the other guy. I forget his name. It's a pretty full Dark Order type of episode next week. When you really think about it.
Mm-hmm. Dark Order is really starting to come back into prominence.
Circle and Orange and Chris Jericho versus Orange Cassidy as well.
In a debate. They're gonna debate next week. What the hell are they gonna debate? But that should be funny. But yeah, I'm going with AEW, and this is almost a little unfair because AEW just always makes sure that they set the bar for next week. They always make sure like this is what you're gonna get next week. NXT only really they might give you a match or two next week. So, one on the board for AEW. What do you think was the best match of the night?
I'm gonna have to go with NXT and the triple threat match: Balor, Loomis, and who was the last one?
Balor, Loomis, and Timothy Thatcher.
There you go, Thatcher, which has been given phenomenal matches back to back. So, shout out to
Timothy Thatcher, right? Yeah, he has been killing it. How about you, Focus?
Cody versus Warhorse.
Cody versus Warhorse. I'm actually going to go with NXT. My favorite match of the night, honestly, was that women's tag team match. I really just enjoyed the shit out of it. I like the way they started from top to finish. They got like 10, 12 minutes to go in there.
Yeah, there was no slow spots.
Yeah, they went in there and just floated out. I like the story. I really enjoyed the NXT women's division, and I think they really overall. And with the honorable mention to the Hangman Adam Page, Kenny Omega, and Dark Order match. That was an exciting match. I really like that match. I think Dark Order is a little underestimated.
I'm impressed with Evil Uno. That dude lost super weight. Like he turned it all around, honestly.
Yeah.
And the gimmick and the overall gimmick of Dark Order starting to work. Credit, of course, to Brody Lee
and
Mr. Brody Lee.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Silver and
But shout out to Evil Uno.
Shout out to BTE for putting them in the guard. Those guys in that position. BTE has really turned Dark Order around. Like those guys are so.
And I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
Drinking the Kool-Aid. Oh my gosh! Yo, how they opened it up with I think it was John Silver on the floor with all the papers on him and stuff like that. Just ridiculous. Just so ridiculous. So ridiculous. So NXT. Takes that. What do you think was the best overall show?
I think I'll give it to NXT, honestly, this week because it was solid as far as match quality-wise, as always. And they actually did incorporate a little bit more what I've been asking for. They put a little bit more story into it. They had the great promo, which I think in comparison was really good. For Keith Lee, in comparison to the MJF. I feel like MJF was more the same of what we expect from him, and Keith Lee showed another side. So that was good. I like that they implemented the Adam Cole and the Pat McAfee.
Fuck you, Pat. You've been coming at me the whole show about my size.
So that was actually good. So there's storyline elements, building around the William Regal carrying Cross separated from Keith Lee. That whole how are they gonna finally get Regal to give them the match? So I say the better overall show this week was NXT. The sloppiness of the starter and then the lackluster main event, in my opinion, I think that's what brought it down for me this week.
How about you, Bogus?
I feel like I enjoyed AEW more, but overall NXT was a better show.
I feel I enjoy watching AEW more. It flows better. So to me, that always constitutes the better show. But I feel like overall this week, I would still give it to AEW as an overall show, but I really enjoyed NXT this week. I enjoyed it considerably more than I have in the last couple of weeks. Like you said, sometimes NXT gives good matches, but they just kind of lack on story. And I really like the way that they structured their story, but I just enjoy watching AEW more. It's just kind of more my preference.
It has an excitement factor. It does.
Yeah. But yeah, so NXT takes that one. And so this is the tie. This is the tiebreaker. Come on, we had most anticipated, best match, best overall show. This would be the fourth one. This would be the fourth one. Oh yeah, who's the MVP of the night? Who's the MVP of the night?
It would have to be Keith Lee for me. He was the assassin of the week. That man just caught Cameron Grimes out of nowhere in a situation he was supposed to be stunned and he was blindsided. Caught him, spirit bombed him, and like carried on with business. I think I give it to Keith Lee this week.
Yeah, that was a pretty badass spot. How about you, Focus?
Keith Lee.
Keith Lee.
Yep.
I want to give an honorable mention to Warhorse for the match that he put out. But man, the MVP, the definitely the MVP of the week is definitely got to be the limitless Keith Lee. I mean, he just like a beast. He look like a beast.
Yeah, I like this more serious side of this intense side of him. Sometimes the heroic kind of hokey way he cuts promos is like, that's cool for who he is. We know he's great in the ring, but
you don't like the limitless Keith Lee. You don't like the.
I don't like the limitless sometimes.
Glory. Oh man. So the last category, I think that is the last. But hold on, I feel like we're missing one category.
It's usually ratings, but we don't care about the ratings
because the demo. God,
the most important number is how many.
Who did win the ratings this week though?
It was AEW, but they had a significant decline. They went down to 730,000, and NXT was around the 700,000.
That's crazy.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, then we're missing one because that needed to be a tiebreaker. We took out the ratings. We had MVP. We had most anticipated. We had match. Oh, the best storyline. Duh. What was the best storyline of the night? What was the best storyline of the night? I think the best storyline of the night, honestly, and I kind of missed it actually on a review. It's really the continuation of, and now it's even kind of widened for me with the tease of the Four Horsemen, the kind of relationship that's going on with Hangman Adam Page and FTR has affected Kenny Omega. Like that's like. You see how that's affecting everything. I still think that's like one of the best things going on in wrestling, period, for me. So I'm going to give the best storyline, the continuation with that, and how that's kind of bled into because all these things connect, because that connects with the Dark Order and how they attacked everybody. Like all these storylines intertwine and go throughout the entire show. So for me, it's going to be AEW.
Not only that, we never know if this might be the catalyst for FTR and Hangman to just turn their backs on the Elite completely in that match.
Facts, man. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen just quite yet. I think there's going to be like a slow. I think all that stuff is going to culminate at All Out. I think all this is going to culminate at All Out. But I mean, who knows? And that's the great thing. We don't know, but we're anticipating. We're trying to figure out what's going to happen. But that could be next week. That could be like start, like that could be like the first obvious like start. So I mean, who knows? But speaking of AJ, what do you think? What was the best storyline of the night?
I agree with the storyline you picked, just because it encompasses so many different people, and it's kind of like all over the card. If you really think about main event, tag team, Cody with the TNT title, and his character development. So I definitely go with the possible aligning of the Four Horsemen.
Bogus? Dark Order, man. I mean, what a turnaround. We talk about them almost every week, man. What a turnaround from December when everybody was just like, what the F, to now where they're literally all over the card, and it's awesome. Like, I want to see Brody Lee versus Hangman Adam Page. Like, so, I mean, shout out to Brody Lee. Shout out to Dark Order for just 360. That, they're the biggest group in AEW by number-wise. And like you said, they're all over the card, and nobody really has an issue with that.
Yeah, with that being said, AEW is pulls out this week on top.
But shout out to NXT. That was a good show. NXT had a really good show. Yeah, but we can do this all day. You know that we can do this all day. With that being said, AJ, where can they find you at?
At Kayfabe _AJ on Instagram, as well as the Chaotic Dreams podcast.
Focus, where can they find you at?
You can find me at username is take and try another on Instagram. Tony Masters on the Facebooks, on the websites and the Patreons and the OnlyFans.
Richie, where can they find you, man? This guy is rambling nonsense right here.
Focus is selling feet pics. You can find me. You can find me at Mr. Richie Moon on Facebook, on Instagram, and find me on YouTube at the Mr. Richie Moon Show. You can also find me at Kayfabe Avenue on Instagram. Join our Facebook group on the Facebook, Kayfabe Avenue. Join our podcast. Join our YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. Man, we're one of the most dangerous wrestling podcasts out there. Listen to us on all major platforms. With that being said, I have been Mr. Richie Moon. That has been Kayfabe AJ. That has been Kayfabe Focus. This has been on Wednesdays we watch wrestling, and on Thursdays we review them. That's not the name of the show, but
Yeah,
that's
this is what we do.
Do you?
The Wednesday review.
With that being said, AEW took the victory.
Don't you fuck me. Don't you dare fuck me. Don't you dare fuck me.
Hey, just drizzling shit, man. I'm trying to get rid of this goddamn accent.
I didn't get to go for Crockett.
But Kenny,
take us home.
Take us home, man.
Goodbye. Mwah. And good night. Bye.